What's good, y'all? It's Casper. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the movie Highest to Lowest. Highest to Lowest is a 2025 film. It's rated R and it's 2 hours and 13 minutes. Directed by Spike Lee. Very happy that I was able to catch this movie in the movie theaters. This movie is about to be on streaming in about a couple days. So by the time this movie review comes out, this movie will be on streaming. I'm glad that I saw this in the movie theaters because that's where I really feel that the people making this movie actually intended you to watch it was in the movie theaters. I got a lot of different vibes from watching this movie and don't know which one to start off with. Very shocked that I didn't see too much press or a lot of commercials or trailers for this movie. Seeing the poster was kind of a little tricky to kind of see what vision this movie was going to be about, but the fact that Denzel was on the cover was absolutely hyped for it. And then when I tried to see what it was about, seeing that Denzel was head of this music business and playing that role, that was something right there that kind of made me be like, damn, I haven't seen this from him at all. There is a lot of movies that I still need to catch up from Denzel, especially his beginning years, literally the OG style movies, and even Spike Lee and Denzel movies still need to catch up on. The last one I seen with Spike Lee and Denzel was Malcolm X, and just recently rewatched it. Denzel, Spike Lee, a lot of the stuff in that movie, very insane, very awesome, literally perfection. And that's another point that I kind of want to put into this movie is that the Spike Lee Denzel connection was definitely in this movie as well. Spike Lee has Denzel in another movie and let him do the work again with Spike Lee's directing. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that kind of gave me similar vibes from like the Malcolm X movie on just being able to let these characters kind of talk the same way from that movie, especially like with respect and greeting aspects. I just caught those little small things like that and moments in here where Spike Lee wanted to show that Aretha Franklin vibe, that James Brown vibe, and even the Malcolm X vibe as well. Every scene that I'm seeing here, I'm just like, wow, I'm very impressed how what this movie is about, being able to still put it out on screen and make it feel very original. I'm just very appreciating that. Another thing in this movie was cool seeing was how he did do the dolly shot again in this movie, and that was very awesome. Came out clean in this movie as well. The whole directing style is super fresh. Camera style trickery, especially with the sound in here. Very, very great pacing, very, very great storytelling. The camera direction really did a good job on just making your mind think, and seeing a lot of aspects in here where I'm just like, whoa, very cool. Seeing it in the movie theaters just made a lot of stuff in there look absolutely shining, especially where Denzel's character is staying at in that penthouse. The view of New York was absolutely crazy. So you could see another addition to Spike Lee's directing is that he really showed New York. He really showed the bright lights, showed a lot of the classiness of what New York brings, and definitely showed a lot of the grimy stuff that New York brings as well. The story in this movie has a lot of like different layers and a lot of different messages that you can take from this movie. One message you can get from this movie is just the fact that there's people out there who will literally do anything to just have your attention, and that was something that really caught my eye while watching this movie, was how Denzel was just so much in his world, so much trying to make things happen, that the fact that there's this random person out here watching your every move. The stalker vibes on celebrities is absolutely insane. Denzel did a really good job playing this David King role. You can't get your eyes off the screen because you're just very shocked on how he's performing this role. I did see a couple stunt doubles and I thought it was very hilarious, especially in the running scene, but Denzel actually goes above and beyond in a lot of moments in here where I'm just very impressed on how he actually is putting out this head of the music company that he's running. This movie right here, even though, you know, it's about how him being on top of this music world and then getting his son kidnapped and he has to pay this kidnapper money, really like how while watching this movie it ends up becoming a lot of different perspectives, not only just that, like how I was explaining with the fan experience, this movie also is showing how a person with that much power, that much money, even that position, they lose track on what's really needs to get done, and a lot of emotions in this movie that you can see that Denzel had to put out, and he really put it on the top tier emotion and very insane. So much in this movie that I'm just like, whoa, is there any other way that we can describe how great Denzel's acting is? This was just like a straight go watch it right now type of movie. Acting with Jeffery Wright, who plays Paul in this movie. Real quick with Jeffery Wright, very crazy. He was in the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman. That's wild. But them two acting together just gave more of like the connection between Denzel and Spike Lee, like that bond off screen that we know they have, they put it on screen perfectly. And with Jeffrey Wright, that's the same vibe that I got with Paul's character, with Denzel's character. That's my bro type of vibe. One of my favorite moments, Denzel literally involved with the music stuff, was very impressive. There's a lot of favorite moments in this movie. There's not a lot of stuff in this movie where it's just crazy, his badass roles like Equalizer or Man on Fire role, but Spike Lee does put Denzel in those moments where this guy looks freaking awesome. Did enjoy the music video vibe. It's another dolly shot, which I thought was very, very impressive in that music scene. Denzel didn't have to do much in that scene and still made that scene look very, very cool. Everyone in this movie who's acting with Denzel is that vibe, literally just like happy to be there. Rick Fox, his whole little cameo spot in this movie, you can see the way he's acting. It's just like, he's just happy to be there. I'm very impressed with A$AP Rocky's performance in this movie too, who plays young Felon. I'm very impressed due to the fact that this dude really did a good job on presenting those over dramatic fan vibes with Denzel. But overall, A$AP Rocky didn't really have a role in this movie where he really had to try too hard. He can kind of just play himself in this movie, especially on the artist side of it. But I thought A$AP Rocky wasn't a look in this movie that kind of threw off the movie. This dude is literally being able to act with Denzel and Spike Lee movie, like that's absolutely wild. There's an Ice Spice cameo in here as well, and she didn't ruin the movie, but the way she was acting was actually pretty comedy, to be honest, because it's like she's trying to flirt with Denzel in here. This movie's, you absolutely want to see how it's progressing and how it's gonna end. While replaying it in my head, I'm like, dude, just go watch it, because just overall Spike Lee, Denzel, it's just beautiful in general, and when you're seeing it on screen, it's just like, whoa. The dedication is real. In this movie, they're talking about like having like no soul and about the AI music stuff. Like this movie, you can see it definitely has soul. Like people involved in this movie understand like what's going on in the real world. Very realistic style story, I would say. The soundtrack in this movie is freaking awesome. Spike Lee already knew that the soundtrack was going to be on point. Dang, being able to have all this banger music in this movie, I'm like, dang, I can only imagine. This is like a feel, literally, like you're with your boys, you have this script, you telling your boys like, this is how I want to do it. This is the direction of it. You just know a lot of people in this movie know each other besides just being involved in movies. Like you could just overall feel that vibe. When you hear the music, just adds a huge emphasis to all that coolness in this movie. Just very happy that, like I said, to see it in the movie theaters, because the sound was just awesome. When you hear some guns shoot, you hear that loudness, like whoa, it's like right there. The only thing I'll add in this movie is just seeing the perspective of how the two kids who got kidnapped, how that happened. Basically see like 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes of that perspective of basically seeing like little hints in there of, you know, how they ended up getting distracted and leaving that practice. That's the only thing I would add, because obviously understand that, you know, Denzel has to pay this money to get his kid and the other friend back, but it would be pretty cool to see how it actually happened, besides actually receiving a phone call and knowing that this is what the adventure is going to be about, what the mission is going to be about. But that's the only thing I would add. Overall, I'm just knowing that the people responsible in this movie is going to come out with just awesome cinema, and they really did it. I can't wait for you guys to go see this movie, and I can't wait to catch up on more Spike Lee, Denzel movies. So after my watching the movie highest to lowest out of 10, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 9 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie highest to lowest. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.